In the heart of the city, where shadows lurk and secrets hide, Detective James Carter is about to face the most perplexing case of his career. It was a rainy night, the kind that blankets the city in an eerie silence. Detective James Carter sat in his dimly lit office, a cigarette burning in the ashtray, its smoke curling lazily towards the ceiling. The phone rang, breaking the silence. Carter picked up the receiver. "Carter here. What's the case?" he asked, his voice rough from years of late nights and hard drinks. "Detective, it's urgent. There's been a murder at the old Baxter mansion. You need to come immediately," a voice on the other end said, urgent and filled with tension. A call in the dead of night. A murder at the Baxter mansion. The stage was set for a mystery full of twists. Carter arrived at the Baxter mansion, police lights flashing in the rain. He stepped inside to find a grand room with a lifeless body sprawled on the floor. Jonathan Baxter, the wealthy owner, lay dead, his eyes wide open in terror. "What do we have here?" Carter asked, examining the scene with a keen eye. "No signs of forced entry. It's like he knew his killer," an officer replied, shaking his head. "No signs of forced entry. A familiar face turned foe, the first twist in a tale of betrayal." Carter began his investigation, examining every corner of the room. He noticed a broken picture frame and an envelope partially hidden under a rug. He picked up the envelope, opening it carefully. Inside was a letter, the contents of which made his eyes widen. "This letter, it might be a clue," he murmured to himself. Back in his office, Carter read the letter by the dim light of his desk lamp. It hinted at a scandal involving Baxter and several prominent city figures. A letter revealing secrets, scandals involving the city's elite. The plot thickens, Carter thought, rubbing his temples. The next day, Carter interviewed various suspects: a disgruntled business partner, a jilted lover, and Baxter's estranged brother. "Baxter betrayed me, but I didn't kill him," the business partner insisted, anger flashing in his eyes. "Jonathan had many enemies, but I loved him," the lover said, tears streaming down her face. "We had our differences, but I'd never hurt my brother," the estranged brother declared, his voice firm but pained. Each suspect had a motive. Each one denied the crime. Who could be trusted? Late into the night, Carter reviewed the evidence again. His eyes fell on the letter, noticing a detail he had overlooked before: a meeting location and time. "This meeting, it could be the key," he muttered, a spark of realization in his eyes. Carter raced to the location mentioned in the letter. In a hidden room, he found incriminating documents and a recording device. He pressed play, his heart pounding. A hidden room, incriminating evidence. The pieces start to fall into place, he thought, his pulse quickening. Listening to the recording, Carter heard a heated argument between Baxter and his business partner, followed by the sound of a gunshot. "You won't get away with this, Baxter!" The recording captured the partner's voice, followed by a deafening gunshot. "It was you all along," Carter whispered, his mind reeling from the revelation. A shocking revelation. The true killer unmasked. But was it too late? Carter confronted the business partner, who attempted to flee. A tense chase ensued through dark alleyways and abandoned buildings. "Stop! You can't run from this!" Carter shouted, his voice echoing off the walls. With a final burst of speed, Carter tackled the partner, handcuffing him as the police arrived. "I had no choice. Baxter was going to ruin me," the business partner confessed, desperation in his eyes. A desperate man, driven to murder. Justice served, but at what cost? Returning to his office, Carter felt a mix of exhaustion and satisfaction. He poured himself a drink, reflecting on the case. Another case closed. But in this city, the truth is always just around the corner, he thought, sipping his whiskey. In the city of shadows, Detective Carter knew that every answer only led to more questions. But for now, he had brought justice to one more case. Stay tuned for the next gripping tale in the Detective Chronicles.